Alright YouTube, what's going on? So first I want to say I'm glad that I was able to put up some pretty good bashing videos before I left, and hopefully we'll get some up in Dallas. I'm all loaded down in my trunk, as y'all saw, mobile RC lab. But sorry, just ate a kolache. Um, but wanted to share a couple of things with you guys. I'll be back at the most 13 days. And I plan on going up to Indy RC World and checking out a few other hobby shops. I think one's called Lone Star Hobby Shop. But it's about Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Probably going to leave around noon. I wish I could bash one more before I left. But I got most everything. This is as clear as the Nitro barn has looked in a long time. I've got 3 whips in my trunk. I've got the NT 48.3, the MB 48.4, and of course the Hyper 7 with the bad to the bone Novorossi Rex Legend 28.8. With the milled carburetor I took out of the LRP and put back in the Novorossi. I still think that milled carburetor has increased the power on that engine. Go back and look at the video when I ran it the other day. Is a beast. And I can't wait to run it again. I should have run it yesterday, but just wanted to show y'all 8T back together. Very durable whip. Y'all saw what I put it through. The only thing is I'm probably gonna have to replace the front diff housing, because when I hit the tree it stripped out 2 of the screws here in the front. They're in there a little bit, but they're loose. So when I get back, I'll probably replace this housing. But I bent the shock tower back. By the way, guys, these are the aftermarket 4.0 shock towers. And they're okay, but apparently they bend pretty easy. I don't know. I was pretty rough on it, so to be fair. But nothing else stripped through. I put those 40mm lock nuts on the ends of the screws that I ran through the shock tower and through the diff housing. I highly recommend that, because I think that if I hadn't have done that, both front and rear, it probably would have just broke the diff housing or pulled the screws all the way out, and then the diff housing, you know, you would have had to use the lock nuts. But the M2C chassis braces did their job for sure. Recommend those highly. M2C, or I'm sorry, not M2C. These are King heads. Front and rear chassis braces for the 8T. Highly recommended. Check those out, Nitro Freak. You need to get those on your 4.0. But yeah, I did not have the actual 8T hinge pins, but what I had was hinge pins from my LST, just like this one, and they're about 5mm too long. So what I did was I pulled out my trusty grinder down here, fired it up, measured them with the other one, and works perfect. They're the same circumference, same girth. Actually, no, they're the same. They may be a little, no, I was going to say they may be a little bit beefier, but yeah, they may be a little bit beefier, but there's still plenty of play in it where the A-arms don't stick or anything like that. So, and I also have another set of these are front A-arms or the rears? These are actually the front. I've got another set of front A-arms, but the A-arm was fine. So she's all back together, good to go. That was fun yesterday. I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer, man. It always sucks to break something, but then you get the joy of fixing it, man. That's all part of it, guys. And I guess the LRP is not too bad. I got one little scratch on the head, but and I wanted to point something out too. The other day, somebody out there said something about, I don't have the technos in here right now, but I'll show y'all tomorrow or something when I go ripping after work. Someone said that the Techno wing does not uh, protect the shock tower, and I beg to differ, man. I've bashed and flipped my Techno. You know, how do you know? How do you know it doesn't protect it when you never flip your stuff? You never bash your stuff. You just run back and forth. That's what I don't get about people. They make assumptions of things, but I've never seen them flip their whip, and if they do, it's in the soft grass. I've flipped my whip everywhere. I flipped it on the concrete. I flipped it in that hard ass gravel back there behind my house, the soccer field. You know, you got to put your whip 20, 30 feet in the air and able to be able to tell people, you know, what's good and what's not good in bashing. That's how I feel anyway. But anyway, so she's back together, man, and she did good. The LRP is okay, man. I've got the Novorossi carburetor on there, but it's not the milled one. I put 2 O-rings on it. And I don't really know if I got it all the way down or not. I think I'm going to have to loosen it up and push it down some more to make sure she's seated well. When you get those carburetors in, keep going down. Don't just stop where it stops. Put pressure on it, and you'll feel it pop down in there. You got to pop it down in there, or you're going to have air leaks. I've seen too many times, and I did this myself, to where I'd get the carburetor down in there to where it looks like, you know, the O-ring was there, but it wasn't. If you push a little bit harder, you'll feel it pop down in there. That's when you know it's sealed. You gotta have the pop, brother. You gotta have the pop. But anyway, got the nitro barns all cleaned out. This is as clear as it's looked in a long time, man. It's kind of sad, but not really. Got all my tires, getting them all cleaned up. Or I got them all cleaned up. Hit them with a little silicone. And these Duratracks are pretty good, guys. If you want an alternative from the Badlands, these are cheaper. You get a mounted set for 24 bucks. Badlands are a little more expensive. Don't get me wrong, the Badlands are the best. It's an old set right here. Alright, guys, and we got the Mugen MBX5. Got her all cleaned up. A little silicone bath. After you clean your whips, guys, make sure you oil your bearings. I use one of these. There's some bearing oil that I ordered that was recommended by Raja. Shout out Raja, man. Good technical video you did yesterday. I watched it. But it's called Black Diamond bearing oil. And some people still have it on the internet. I think it's about 10 or 15 bucks, something like that. But it's good stuff. I've got some on the way. And wouldn't you know it, all my fuel is gone. I got the last 3 quarts in my car. And my order from Bones will be here tomorrow. I won't be here. Along with a couple other things that I ordered, man. That'll be here tomorrow and the next day. But these are the 41015 headers. I bought 3 of them for 15 bucks. I'm going to clean them up. And you ask, why do I have these? Well, I'll tell you. These, if you put them on your LST, these are on-road headers, Novorossi 41015. And I learned this from Bodegel and Everyday RC. But if you put these on here, see, you got the side mount on these. If you put them on with a 9886, you're going to have a lot more power, and it's going to sound bad to the bone. So this is what everybody was putting on the LSTs with their 9886s. So there you go, guys. If anybody has an LST, I'm sending one of these to my brother David. Shout out David RC. And we'll talk when I get back about my XXL. Appreciate you taking care of her for me. But I'm going to get these polished up. This is the best one. I think I'm going to keep this one. But anybody out there have an LST, they want to try it out with a 9886, let me know and I'll send you this one. It's a little bit beat up, needs to be cleaned up, but it's still good. All the spring holes and everything are good on all of them. So I'm going to polish them up with the Blue Magic. Alright, guys, that's about it. I don't want to go too far into this. I guess I'm just feeling like I really don't want to leave home, man. I get homesick real easy, guys. And why wouldn't I? I love being here with my wife and my family, the Nitro Cave, all that. So, anyway, shout out to all the guys, all the normals. I appreciate all the comments on my last video. And that's it, guys. We'll do some video on the road trip. I'll let y'all see our corporate office is pretty cool. Our corporate office is huge. It's like a 4 or 5 story building. They own the whole building, and that's where I'm going to be spending the next 13 days. But I'll let you guys check out my new place I'm going to be staying in. It's basically like an apartment. It's got a kitchen and all that stuff, so that's cool. And I don't think I'm going to bring all my whips up to the hotel room, because when I'm not there, I don't want nobody to steal nothing. I don't think they would, but you never know, man. I'll just keep it in my trunk. But we'll be searching. I'll be looking around, looking for a bash site. And then again, you know, we'll go out to Indy RC World one of those days. Maybe next Sunday, because I'm off on the next Sunday. And hopefully they let me come home Tuesday or Wednesday, and we can get down to business. Fifth Scale City coming soon, guys. Within the next 2 months at the most, I will be getting a King Motors Baja. So, and hopefully my my brother Chris Barnes will do the same, man. We can hang out and rip the Baja over at RCHQ, tear that track up. Nah, I don't think they'd let us. Might. But anyway, and Elliot, I'll see you when I get back, man. I can't wait to pick up my Futaba. I know you said I could get it a little bit earlier, but there's no reason to. I know you're going racing this weekend with your boys, so but I will want to pick it up when I get back, man. And that's about it, guys. Nitro Freak, you just need if you want, when I get back, I get my Futaba. If you want one of these SR3100 Spectrum receivers, hit me up and I'll send it to you. I know you were looking for one for your 4.0. You just have to use the bind plug, put the bind plug in, turn the radio on, and then go to your controller, scroll down to bind, and just hit bind, and it should bind automatically. Simple as that. Alright, guys, we'll see y'all in the next video. Remember, treat people the way that you would want to be treated. And we'll see y'all in a little while. Out.